Welcome in, everybody, to our deep dive. And you know what we're celebrating today, right?
It's Cable Car Day.
Cuban Car Day.
A day to really kind of dig into the fascinating history of these cable cars.
Yeah, I mean, they're so iconic and more than just a ride, right?
Absolutely. It's about so much more than just hopping on a cable car.
So let's dive into it. Let's start with the origin story.
Yeah.
How did this even come to be?
Well, you got to picture San Francisco in the late 1800s.
Okay.
Those hills were steep
Yeah.
and horses were really struggling.
Oh man, I can imagine.
And sometimes even dying trying to pull those heavy loads.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, it was a problem. And a British-born engineer named Andrew Smith Hallidie,
Okay.
he saw this and he thought, there's got to be a better way.
Right. He was like, there's got to be some kind of solution here.
Exactly. And he had this brilliant idea. He'd seen cable systems used in mining.
Ah, interesting.
And he thought, why not adapt that to city streets?
So he was like mining, why can't we do that in the city?
Pretty much. And so on January 17th, 1871,
Oh, there's the date?
there's the date, Cable Car Day was born. He secured the patent for his cable-powered railway system.
Wow. So that was a big day, a big turning point.
A huge turning point. And,
Yeah.
and just 2 years later, in 1873,
Right.
he made it a reality.
What?
He had his first successful test run of the cable car on Clay Street in San Francisco.
Wow. I mean, that's incredible. I bet the locals were just losing their minds.
I can only imagine the crowds, the excitement as this contraption just glided up those hills,
Defying gravity.
effortlessly defying gravity. Yeah,
What a sight.
and it wasn't just about the spectacle; it was a solution.
Right. Yeah. No more horses
No
struggling.
more horses struggling. It opened up the city in a whole new way.
Yeah, that's really remarkable. So, okay, we've got this cable car now. How does this thing actually work?
All right, well, imagine this. You've got this network of steel cables running beneath the city streets.
Okay, so like a hidden world under there.
Exactly. It's like a hidden circulatory system powering the city.
That's a great analogy.
And these cables are driven by these massive steam engines
Oh, wow.
housed in these central powerhouses.
Okay.
And it's these engines that keep the cables constantly moving.
So it's all connected.
It's all connected, a symphony of motion happening beneath the surface.
So the cable car itself, it's not actually attached to the cable permanently, right?
It uses this really cool device called a grip.
A grip.
Yeah, it's located underneath the car, and it's essentially like a powerful clamp
Okay.
that can grab onto that moving cable.
So that's how it gets pulled along.
Exactly, and when they want to stop, they release the grip and apply the brakes.
I mean, that sounds like some serious skill involved there.
Oh, absolutely. The gripman, the operator of the cable car, they've got to have a feel for the system.
Yeah, timing and precision.
Exactly. It's a delicate dance of, stopping navigating through traffic.
All while holding onto a moving cable.
It's impressive stuff.
Those gripmen are artists.
They're the unsung heroes of the cable car world.
Totally. But, it's not just about the mechanics, right?
It's not.
It's about the cultural impact these cable cars have become so iconic.
They're more than just a mode of transportation. They're a symbol of San Francisco itself.
Yeah, they've transcended their original purpose.
Exactly. As cable cars became more integrated into the city, they became part of its identity.
You see them in art, on postcards, in movies.
Everywhere that they represent that indomitable spirit of San Francisco.
That ability to overcome challenges.
To innovate and to charm.
So much charm. But, every story has its twists and turns.
There were definitely some bumps along the way for the cable car.
Oh, I bet what happened.
Well, in the early 1900s, a new rival arrived on the scene, the electric streetcar.
Oh, the electric streetcar.
Yeah, it was seen as more modern, efficient, easier to implement.
So is that the beginning of the end for the cable car?
It certainly looked that way. The cost of operating the cable car system was increasing.
Oh.
And those shiny new electric streetcars were looking pretty tempting.
I can imagine the dilemma there.
And can you believe this? San Francisco was actually on the verge of dismantling the entire cable car system in the 1940s.
No way, that's hard to imagine San Francisco without cable cars.
It's almost unthinkable now, but they came very close.
So what happened? How did they survive?
Well, San Francisco had a secret weapon, the passion of its citizens.
The people stepped in?
They weren't about to let their beloved cable cars fade into history.
Good for them.
They rallied, they organized, they got a proposition on the ballot to protect the cable cars.
Wow, so they were serious.
They were, and it worked.
They saved the cable cars.
In 1947, that proposition passed, ensuring the preservation of San Francisco's cable cars.
That's amazing. A real victory for history and for the people who love those cable cars.
It's a testament to the power of community action and the importance of preserving those things that make a city unique.
Absolutely.
And it's a story that reminds us that sometimes the things worth saving aren't always the most practical or the most efficient, but the ones that hold a special place in our hearts.
And on Cable Car Day, we celebrate that spirit of preservation and the enduring value of these moving pieces of history.
So let's delve a bit deeper into the mechanics of these marvels and uncover what makes them tick.
I'm all for it. We've talked about the cables and the grip,
Yeah.
but I'm still curious about how it all works together, the whole system.
Well, imagine standing on a San Francisco street corner watching a cable car glide uphill.
Okay, I can picture it.
What you see on the surface is just a small part of a much larger system.
It's like an iceberg, right? The most fascinating parts are hidden beneath the surface.
Exactly. Deep below those bustling streets lies a continuous loop of steel cable,
How thick are we talking?
over an inch thick and woven from multiple strands of steel wire for maximum strength.
Wow, that's heavy duty.
It has to be to handle the weight of those cable cars and all those passengers.
So how does it stay moving?
Well, that cable is constantly moving, driven by a powerhouse.
A powerhouse.
Yeah, where massive engines or electric motors power giant wheels and pulleys.
So it's like a constant flow of energy.
It's a symphony of motion, a carefully orchestrated dance of machinery, working in harmony to keep that cable moving at a steady speed.
And the cable car seamlessly integrates into this symphony using that ingenious grip mechanism.
Exactly. The gripman, the skilled operator of the cable car, controls the grip using a lever.
So it's not like they're just holding on for dear life.
Not at all. It's a very controlled process. When the lever is pulled, the grip tightens onto the moving cable.
And that's what pulls the car along.
Precisely.
It sounds like a delicate balance of timing and precision, knowing exactly when to grab and release the cable for those smooth starts and stops.
The gripman needs a deep understanding of the cable car's mechanics, the terrain, and the flow of traffic.
They're like conductors orchestrating a harmonious flow of movement on those steep San Francisco streets.
That's a great way to put it.
So what about stopping? How does that work?
When it's time to stop, the gripman releases the cable and engages a separate braking system.
So it's not just about holding on, it's about knowing when to let go and how to control the descent.
Precisely, cable cars have this large brake shoe that presses against a steel rail between the tracks.
Okay, so that's what provides a secure stop.
Exactly. And to go downhill, the cable car simply releases the grip and coasts down using gravity.
So gravity helps them out on the way down.
It does. It's a testament to the elegance of the system using gravity to assist the journey.
But I bet navigating those steep San Francisco hills downhill requires just as much skill as going up.
Oh, absolutely. The gripman uses a combination of the brake shoe, a handbrake, and even tracks embedded in the street to maintain control.
Wow, so it's like a carefully choreographed dance, managing speed, momentum, and those forces of gravity.
Precisely.
And all of this intricate machinery, the cables, the powerhouse, the grip mechanism, it all works together seamlessly to create that magical experience we associate with cable cars.
It's a true testament to the ingenuity of the original design and the dedication of the people who maintain and operate these systems today.
It's not just about the mechanics, though, right?
You're right. It's also about that unique sensory experience.
The sights, the sounds.
Exactly the feeling of being transported back in time.
Yeah, the clanging bells, the rhythmic swaying, the whoosh of the wind as you climb those hills, it all adds to the charm.
And there's a sense of community, too. Everyone on board is sharing this unique experience, taking in the sights, feeling connected to the city.
And to each other.
Exactly. It's a reminder that transportation can be more than just getting from point A to point B.
It can be a journey of discovery, a shared adventure.
And on Cable Car Day, we celebrate that spirit of adventure and the enduring appeal of these moving landmarks.
But as we've alluded to, San Francisco isn't the only city with a rich cable car history.
Not at all. Cable cars, or funicular railways, as they're sometimes called, have found homes in cities all over the world,
Really?
each adapting to the unique needs and terrain of its environment.
So it's like cable cars have evolved into this global family.
I like that each member with its own distinct personality and charm.
That's a great way to put it, from the colorful hillsides of Valparaiso, Chile, to the bustling streets of Lisbon, Portugal.
Cable cars continue to capture the imagination and delight riders worldwide.
So let's take a virtual tour of some of these global cable car destinations and discover the unique ways this technology has been embraced and celebrated around the world.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, let's hop on board our virtual cable car and take this global tour. Where do we start?
Well, how about we head to Europe first,
Okay.
to the heart of Lisbon, Portugal.
Lisbon, I've heard amazing things.
It's a beautiful city, and their cable cars are iconic.
What are they like?
Picture this bright yellow remodelado cable cars clanging their way up these steep hills.
Oh, I love the sound of that already.
They've been navigating those narrow cobblestone streets since 1888.
Wow, so they have quite a history.
They do, and as you ride along, imagine these colorful buildings rising around you and these breathtaking views of the Tagus River.
Oh, that sounds incredible. I can
It-
almost picture it.
It's truly a sensory feast, the sights, the sounds, even the smells of the city.
And you said they're not just for tourists, right?
Oh no, they're an integral part of Lisbon's transportation system.
So locals rely on them too.
Absolutely. They connect residents and visitors alike to some of Lisbon's most iconic neighborhoods.
I bet it beats sitting in traffic.
Oh, definitely. It's a much more charming way to get around.
All right, so Lisbon is definitely on my travel list now. Where to next?
Let's hop across continents to the bustling metropolis of Hong Kong.
Hong Kong,
Yeah, get ready for a thrilling ride on the Peak Tram.
the Peak Tram.
It's been scaling the heights of Victoria Peak since, you guessed it, 1888.
Another historic cable car system.
That's right, and this one takes you on a journey through lush greenery, towering skyscrapers, and panoramic views of Hong Kong's magnificent harbor.
Wow. So you get the best of both worlds, the natural beauty and the urban energy.
Exactly. It's a ride that really captures the essence of Hong Kong.
And what about the view from the top? I bet it's spectacular.
Oh, it's breathtaking. You can see the entire city spread out before you, the harbor, the islands. It's truly awe-inspiring.
All right, Hong Kong is on the list too. This virtual tour is getting expensive.
Well, let's keep going. We've got more cable car adventures to uncover.
Lead the way.
All right. How about a trip to South America,
Okay.
to the colorful port city of Valparaiso, Chile?
Valparaiso, I've heard it's a really unique place.
It is, and their cable cars are unlike any you've seen before.
What makes them so special?
Well, they're called ascensors or funiculars, and they've been transporting people up and down the city's steep hills for over a century.
Wow, so they're even older than some of the other systems we've talked about.
They are, and what's really charming is that they're these wooden cars painted in vibrant hues.
So it's like a moving art exhibit.
Exactly. They cling to the hillsides like colorful little beetles, and they offer these breathtaking views of the city, the harbor, the Pacific Ocean.
I could see why they call Valparaiso the jewel of the Pacific.
It's a truly captivating city, and the ascensors are a big part of its charm.
So what's it like riding one of these ascensors?
It's like stepping back in time. The cars are small and intimate, and they move at a leisurely pace.
So you can really soak in the scenery.
Exactly. And as you ascend those hills, you'll pass by these colorful houses and gardens, and you'll get glimpses into the lives of the people who live there.
It sounds like a truly immersive experience.
It is. It's a chance to connect with the heart and soul of Valparaiso.
All right, I'm adding Valparaiso to the list too. This cable car tour is spanning the globe.
Well, we've explored South America and Asia. Now, let's head back to Europe.
Okay, where to?
How about a visit to the fairy tale city of Prague?
Prague.
Yeah, imagine riding those charming red cable cars up Petrin Hill.
I've heard the view from there is amazing.
It is, you get this panoramic vista of the city's iconic skyline, the Charles Bridge, Prague Castle. It's truly breathtaking.
Sounds like the perfect spot for a photo op.
Oh, definitely. And the journey itself is just as charming as the destination.
What do you mean?
Well, the cable car ascends through these lush gardens, and you pass by historic landmarks along the way.
So it's like a journey through time.
Exactly. It's a chance to savor the beauty and history of Prague from a unique perspective.
Okay, I'm definitely adding Prague to the list,
Hmm.
but our European adventure isn't over yet, is it?
Not quite. We have one more stop.
Where to?
Budapest, Hungary?
Budapest. Ah, I've always wanted to go there.
Well, then you'll love this. We're taking a ride on the Budavari Cyclo.
The what?
The Budavari Cyclo, it's a historic funicular railway that transports passengers up Castle Hill to Buda Castle.
Buda Castle. I've seen pictures. It's magnificent.
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and the views from there are simply stunning.
So what can we expect on this ride?
Well, it's a short but scenic journey that offers breathtaking views of the Danube River, the Hungarian Parliament building, and the cityscape of Pest.
So we get to see both sides of the city.
Exactly. It's a ride that really encapsulates the grandeur and history of
I
Budapest.
can't wait to see it for myself.
And you know, it's interesting.
What's that?
This cable car system was actually destroyed during World War II,
Oh, no.
but it was rebuilt and reopened in 1986.
So it's a symbol of resilience.
Exactly, a testament to the enduring spirit of Budapest.
Right. But I think we've officially circled the globe on our virtual cable car tour.
We have, and it's been quite a journey.
It has. We've seen how cable cars have adapted to different environments and become integral parts of cities all over the world.
And it's amazing to see how this technology invented over 150 years ago is still relevant and even thriving today.
And it's not just about the technology, it's about the experience.
The sights, the sounds, the feeling of being transported to another time and place,
And on Cable Car Day, we celebrate all of that.
the ingenuity, the history, the charm, and the enduring appeal of these moving landmarks.
So as we wrap up our global cable car adventure, what are some of the key takeaways here?
Well, I think it's clear that cable cars have transcended their original purpose as a mode of transportation.
Right. They've become so much more than just a way to get around.
Exactly. They've become symbols of cities, cultural icons, tourist attractions, even works of art.
And they've adapted to such a wide range of environments.
From the steep hills of San Francisco to the narrow streets of Lisbon,
To the towering peaks of Hong Kong.
cable cars have proven their versatility and their enduring appeal.
And I think it's really fascinating how this technology invented over a century ago is still relevant today.
It speaks to the ingenuity of the original design and the dedication of the people who maintain and operate these systems.
And let's not forget the passion of the people who fought to preserve them.
Absolutely. Without the efforts of those dedicated citizens, many of these cable car systems would have disappeared long ago.
So on Cable Car Day, we celebrate not only the mechanics of these marvels,
But also the history, the culture, the spirit of adventure and discovery that they embody.
it's a reminder to slow down, appreciate the journey, and seek out those experiences that connect us to the heart and soul of a place.
Whether you're riding a cable car through the hills of San Francisco or exploring the charming streets of Lisbon, let this day inspire you to embrace the unexpected and discover those hidden gems that await.
And who knows, maybe you'll even be inspired to take a cable car ride yourself.
Happy Cable Car Day, everyone!
And thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of cable cars.